Oftentimes, we hear people say that the spiritual controls the physical. You've heard this kind of language before, right? The truth is that that statement is true, but it is highly misconstrued. It is often not spoken in its actual context. When people make use of that statement, they tend to hide under the guise of spirit that is outside of themselves, spirit that they don't have control over. Indeed, the spiritual controls the physical. But what is that spiritual that controls this physical? Please, if you are joining me, help me to share this video and invite people to view. What is that spiritual that controls the physical? That spiritual that controls the physical. What is spirit? From spirit you get spiritual. What is spirit? Spirit is something that cannot be seen. You can't see it, right? That is spiritual or spirit. And then the physical is something you can see, you can touch, you can feel, you can, So what is that thing that is not seen that controls the physical? Can someone answer me, please? What is that thing that is not seen that controls what is being seen? Please help me to share as you are joining us, please. Now, the fact is that that spirit that controls the physical is your thought, your mind. Your mind. The mind is what directs flow of energy. Anything you see in the physical is a manifestation of an energy. And this energy are being controlled or shaped or directed or channeled by the mind. So what that statement actually means is that your mind, which includes your thoughts, things you think about, your focus, your mental focus, your visualization, the things you visualize. These things controls the things. These things you can't see them. You cannot see your thoughts. You cannot see your mental focus in but in the physical, unless it manifests. You don't see your thoughts. You don't see your visualization. All in there are more the spirit that controls the physical. It is the mind that directs the flow of energy. So when people make use of this kind of statement, let them not be seeing that spiritual as something that is outside of themselves, something that they don't have control over. Indeed, the spiritual, which is your thought, controls the physical, which is your reality. Please help me to share this video. It is the mind that picks up signals. It is the mind that picks up the information content and things. Is the mind. When you are talking about more, the gateway to more is the mind. That is, gate ya we mepelana, gate more ya be mepelana, eba wazie n'ime more, all with the mind. Obi. It is the mind that picks up signals and transmits them. The mind picks up signals from the things that are seen, picks up signals, and then transmit them into the unseen to reshape them for manifestation, because the signals were picked from the seen. Onyamelo philosophers, like my favorite philosopher, Saint Thomas Aquinas, we say that there is nothing in the human mind that is not fed into it through the bodily senses. It is the same, the things you see, things you hear, things you observe physically that get registered in your mind. They become the information with which your mind shapes your reality. Onyamelo, always some project you gonna work on to manifest. You have to remove from your surrounding sounds, images, objects that negate that particular project. Because those objects, sounds, and whatever, being in that environment will be acting as will be acting against the project, the mental project. I call my name a mental project. For instance, you want to build a house. An architect, first of all, go into mental projection, mental project, mental picture, and then drawing it. The mind works with information opaquely from the physical. For instance, I have said this in my previous stations. It is now that you and I, we dream and see something like car in the dream, car in the dream. And the image car will be used to pass a message to us. Now, have you asked yourself, what about people that existed when there was no car? Was it possible for them to dream about car? Of course not. Because the eye have not captured it to register it in the mind. The bodily senses captures it and transmit it into fluid. Because the objects in the mind are in fluid from the flow and then get registered. So it was impossible for someone that existed when there was no car to dream and see car. Please help me to be sharing this message, please. It's about mental stimulation. Help me to share and invite people to view. So it is actually what the eye sees, the nose perceives, the ear hears, the tongue tastes, the body feels. These are the things that are being registered as working tools for the mind. The mind in turn makes use of these things to create reality. Therefore, if you want to create a reality, there is a need for you to have a physical observation of something. in order to now transmit it into mental image. The mind will now process it. And then in the manifestation will now become more bigger, more perfect, more better than the image picked. Take for instance, in the time past, only a lady biakutenum. She wanted to find out herself in her previous life, that is her reincarnate or her own way. She wanted to know. After advising her that whether you know it or not, it does not actually affect your spiritual practices. Akajiofo Ezinwa, I know you have been teaching it, but I just want to know. Okay, no problem. I told her to get something that will remind her of this particular interest that she has, and they keep in her room or on her bed, so that this particular thing will be the last thing her eyes will set on and her mind will dwell on at night before she sleeps. That was what I told her. Naturally, see, okay, since that is your interest, okay, get whatever, get anything that registers this interest, and then place it in your room or in your bed, so that this physical thing that represent your interest in each other. Excuse me. So we are seeing with something, a physical object, physical thing that we embody, that will represent this interest. Well, her interest is that I want to know my own way. You see, okay, get something that represents physically this interest, and then keep it in your room or on your bed. And before you fall asleep at night, let your mind run through that object and the words it represents before you sleep off. She was not asking me for like, what could that be? Something like what? And see, everything have memory that can retain. Everything have memory that can retain information. Onyamel, for instance, ije n'afa. O nwere ọdịka afọ ihe eje ịgba. Dibịa sị gị jee tụọ ogu. Ịtụ ogu ahụ bụ ụfọdụ nwere ike ịkpọ ya iju ogu or whatever. But that now, the Dibia will ask you to move outside of his chamber and then just get anything, maybe 2 or 3 or more. Then, whether stick, it can be just stick, it can be just pick up stones. It can be just anything. It can be just get mbolake. It can be just anything you see outside. Get it 2, 3 to represent the various possibilities that you want to inquire about. Probably you want to inquire out of 2 or 3 or 4 possibilities, which one you should work with that will give you most perfect result. Or the kafa can use there. Maybe you are a young lady, 2 or 3 or 4 guys are coming for your hand in marriage at the same time, and you are confused. Which one should I choose? Ije kudibia ka ọ gbara gị the kafa. Oh ya sige, get to ogu. Go outside my chamber. Get, okay, you said the guys are how many? They are 3. Okay, 3. Okay. Get 3 ogu. When you get each one, let's say, okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's say these are the 3 ogu. Now, each one you get, take each one. Okay, the name of the first guy is Emeka. Igbo mysticism can na-ekuziri ọnụ ya. Igbo metaphysical can na-ekuziri ọnụ ya. Excuse me, please. Yeah. Ida anu ihe. Yeah. You know they hear something. See, this is my pigeon. They for there. Oda anu ihe. Mgbasha yi for ode emi. Mgbasha ye boy ya no. O jewe ebe ọzọ. Ya na ụmụ ọka na agha ahụ. Mgba. Nọla ebe a. Na nni ndewelu irie ya nwa mmiri. Ha? Mama ihe mere na ụmụ ihe na ade emewe stubborn. So let's assume that the name of the first guy is Emeka, right? This is one of the ogu. Oh, what if ogu? Just anything at all. The most important thing for you is that note it. So the Dibia will ask you to go outside, get ogu to represent the 3 guys. So you were Ogunka. Let's assume that the first guy coming for your hand in marriage is Emeka. You now take this stick and call it Emeka. You are Emeka. Mentally, with your mind, you have assigned role and dimension to this stick. The name of this stick, this stick will now pick up that signal and they store it. Then everything in nature have memory. This stick have memory. Igugo Emeka. You are Emeka. And to be frank with you, that energy of Emeka is now restored here. You will take away the second one. Maybe the name of the second guy is Ekene. You now call this particular ogu. You are Ekene. The most important thing for you is that note the particular ogu and note the name you gave to it. Okay, and I'm going about Emeka. I'm going about Ekene, right? You will think maybe the name of the 3rd guy, but Chisom. You will tell this 3rd ogu go Chisom. You may say, Hanwa. Actually, the 3. You will say the 3. You wear Bataziano, no, Jokuru de Dibia, never no Abafa. You wear near this 3 ogu. The Dibia, Amaho, the names you gave each of these ogu. Or Maho. But dibia ahụ ga-eji these 3 ogu gbaa afa. Gbagi out of these 3 people represented by these ogu, which of them marriage will most likely work out fine with you? Gbagi. Oblo magic. Ihe a bụ Igbo mysticism. Ihe a bụ Igbo spirituality. So when this girl asked me this, and naturally, when see, okay, get something that will represent this interest you have for you, and keep it in your room, your bedroom where you sleep, or on your bed. And before you sleep at night, let this particular object be the last thing your physical eye will see, and your mind will run on before you doze off at night. Yeah, I hear. So she was not asking me which what, and see, okay, since you don't know what to use, use Oji. Use Oji. Use Oji. Well, Oji Igbo. And what do you will that interest cholo. Well, Oji, we and Oji, that is, infuse this into that Oji. Let the Oji pick up the information in area. That Oji, everything is live and have memory. That Oji will have memory. It will pick up that information and transmit it in your mind. Your mind will now broadcast it in the spirit. You see, okay, use Oji. Can you hear say nature? Actually, speak it into that Oji. And then keep it on your bed, or keep it in your room, or keep it under your pillow. But keep it in such a way that it will be the last thing your mind will run on at night before you doze off. Yeah, you hear me? So yeah, man. Yeah, well, Lord, you were man. Messia Debia. Narumia. Mayor Tunsu. Before the morning of the before the next morning. He hopeful Allah. With us on EJ coach will chat him na WhatsApp. So Ezinwa, I don't finally unravel it. I don't finally get them. I don't see any calm down. Kilo shell, I can hear them. I said, I'm on that very clear revelation. Young metal. Say yes. You see, what I would defend in a more. I beg that now the spiritual controls the physical. What I would defend about that spirit? Because I don't know some people will be thinking that the spiritual controls the physical and they work here, but no chuku. No chuku okike. Chuku that lives where? I don't know. Okay, more but no bajana. That controls the physical. Maybe not bondisha. Okay, maybe how that controls the when the spiritual that controls the physical and about your mind. Now your mind. Not be spiritual there another place. Now your mind will tell you. So if the physical reality you are getting is not satisfactory, change your mind. You have the ability. Once you change your mind, the physical reality in them will change you. Let me tell you. Because there's the things that manifest in your life, how man seen a moon where be, how man seen a sun where be, they no go come from any other place apart from your mind. Let me tell you. I mean, let me say it again, the physical reality you are seeing in your life. They are not coming from the moon. Neither are they coming from the sun. Neither are they coming from the stars. They are coming from your mind. Now your mind, they form all of them. They manifest, give you. Try as much as possible to sanitize your mind. Please help me to share this message if you are receiving it. Try as much as possible to sanitize your mind. Make your mind healthy so that it can be giving you healthy results. Keeping your mind healthy, like I have told you, and you go on a correlation between the physical, the mind, and then the reality. That the mind works with information on through the eyes. For example, this is my pigeon now that just go see on now. You know, because I have this pigeon, it will now be possible for Ezinwa to dream and see this pigeon in dream. I don't know if you understand. It is not possible for Ezinwa to dream and see himself having pigeon in dream. When I don't have pigeon in the real life, I don't have any interest in pigeon. So, in your environment, anything that does not support your desire, remove it. I mean in the physical environment. Anything that does not support your desire, remove it, because if you keep it there, your mind will be picking it up. And your mind picking it up, it will be affecting your mental transmission in the spirit realm. And as such, it will be affecting your physical manifestation. Open medicine and abagolo na emecha azo. Oku nwere idea. Oku mana mmiri ozuzo bụ medicine na wee gbago enu. Wee mechazie wee zokwa. It is what the mind sees in the physical world that it picks. It gathers them together, condenses them, embellishes them, perfects them, and then manifests them. So in your surrounding, if there is anything that negates what you desire, remove it. In your room, for instance, if there is anything in your room that represents something you don't want in your life, remove it. You need to be able to pay a man. For instance, you are the kind of person that you know that cobweb, for instance, adilomma. You know, cobweb de cook as some mother adilomma. Having cobweb experience adilomma. And then I been your room maybe and a lot of cobweb everywhere. You feed them with your eye. Eating in a bed like this, in a cobweb name. And yet you leave it there and you sleep off. What do you think you see in dream? What else do you think? How do you think your dream will look like? Of course, you are going to dream and have nightmares. Because you left in your room things that negate your desire. In your event, have you noticed that sometime like this, maybe you don't dream? In a problem with dreaming and remembering, or even dreaming at all. And then you just take out time to clean your environment, clean your room, clean your house, clean your apartment, mop everywhere, remove all cobwebs, wash the dirty clothes, wash the dirty plates in the kitchen, clean up dust everywhere, clean up your sound system, your parlor, your chair, your cushion, everywhere, your bed, you wash the bedspread, you change your pillow, you change your towel, you just renew things in your environment. And after doing that, suddenly you sleep next night and you begin to have beautiful dreams. Have you experienced that before? Try it. Try it. Onya be fa Ezinwa na-agbagi that. No be everything where you dey pass through be say na spirit cause am. No be everything where you dey pass through be say na human being dey do you. No be everything where they pass through be saying and wish they do you. The ultimate wish where they do you now your mind. Sanitize your mind. And it will help sanitize your mind, sanitize your environment. Sanitize your environment. Be careful of the things your eyes pick, especially the eye. Whatever the eye sees, it registers in the mind. And if what your eye sees is against the reality you want to see, then definitely you'll be having negative manifestations. For instance, I'll be in your room, either a clock or dear. Clock, wall clock, right? Number one, wall clock na got anti-nation movement. Anti-nation movement. Okay, for walk clock na got clockwise direction, right? Clockwise. Clockwise. Otua. Clockwise. That is clockwise movement. That is anti-nation. Now got number one. Mana nation movement anti-clockwise. This is nation movement. Nation movement. This is it. Anti-clockwise. And clockwise is against nature. Anything nature. Now number one. You go to clock doing in your room. What is clock doing in your room? Your mind perceiving that clock is already on anti-nature motion. That's number one. Number two, or for the clock why I do it in a room. You get clock for your room, but you know they work and you still leave them there. Stagnation. Stagnation. Now you by yourself, they create stagnation for yourself. Tomorrow, if you're not awarded BC, if can stagnation in life. While I say a clock where you keep for your room when they work. My idea is that clock is not even supposed to be in ordinary. Clock is one of the things you should take and throw away. You need to whether I work, mother I work. And I got that is it. And then some other things. I been at your room, dirty clothes everywhere. I park for the blow which I also see for outside where I park dirty clothes. Inside your room where you sleep, dirtiness. What do you think you'll be seeing in your dream? So Ezinwa is here telling you that sanitize your mind. And the sanitizing your mind begins from sanitizing your environment. Sanitizing the things you see. One, not be everything where you look you're supposed to see. You may look at things by mistake, but you are not supposed to see everything. Anywhere different between looking and the seeing. You may just look, yes, generally, but you see with your mind. Not be everything where you look you are supposed to register in your mind. Even on social media, that you come, you keep scrolling, you see nonsense that people post and all that, Sanitize the things you see, the things you perceive by your senses. Sanitize them. That is the first step to sanitizing your mind. To help yourself. It's not about first of all, make you go to show and oblong go and more again. So sanitize your environment. If there's anybody in your life, you haven't it is not somebody that you want in your life or something that you want in your life. Dismiss the person, dismiss that particular thing. Your mental health determines how healthy your physical manifestation, your physical reality. Yeah, what I go? So when next you hear that slogan, the spiritual control the physical, understand now what that spiritual is, and understand that that spiritual is in your power. It's in your power. So I can on or ya caribia. Ihe anyị nọ nkuzi nke mmụọ mana ọ dịka nkuzi anụ akwa na enwere uche na aghọta ya. Cheta na ebe nkwọ anyị na-eme nkwasa aka n'obi anyị maka ndị nwere mmasị isonye. Echi niile bụ 14th April bụ Salaka maka ndị nwere mmasị isonye. Salaka na-aga on every nkwọ. Anyị mechie tomorrow anyị emekwa another 4 days. Every nkwọ is Salaka n'obi anyị maka ndị nwere mmasị isonye. Bịa merụ ndị otu Salaka nwekwa n'ihe ịchọ ka alụ mmụọ ịchọ ka alụ arụ gị mee ka mmadụ. Chat me on WhatsApp 08032477868. My name is Ezinwa Anaedo. I come for the total restoration of ordinary Nomenani Igbo. Help me to share, please.